Damn, I don't know how I can explain you what we're going to do today. You can do it yourself. Hello, back again. This is Edgar from Cremona, Italy. And I build great sounding violins every day from the morning until late at night. One tiny small detail is the fine tuner. As you know, I love the Stradpet fine tuners. There's the traditional one out of titanium, sounds already pretty good and works very easy to install on all tailpieces. We're talking today about the tiny one, the dual use, which is for ball and for loop. But if you buy it and you put it on your wooden tailpiece, it will not work. If you put it on a thick wooden tailpiece, hardly can move, and it's sometimes even difficult to put on the screw with this tiny key which they give you, and damn, the whole thing doesn't work. And Edgar told you it's great. Today I show you how you can install. But before, I want to make a little bit of theory. Whiteboard. So now I design you here our fine tuner, which has like a flat area, a part which is moving inside. And then there is a part which is going like a little bit like this here. And then it goes up. And then it goes like a little bit something like this. Yeah. Here there is a screw. And this is the fine tuner. If you turn it around and you look at it from the front, this here is just a pin like this. Then there comes this part here. And there is this flat surface which comes to the surface of the tailpiece. This part is moving, and this moving part, once it is installed in a tailpiece, now whether it is only on the E string or E and A together, this tailpiece is round. And so these slots we're talking about, which are cut out to put this part here inside, has freely to move inside without being touching against these walls of this cut. And this is caused because the tailpiece is, I would say, disaster. They're all a little bit different, and I can show you here. Here, I just throw it inside and it does not touch nicely, properly the surface underneath the tailpiece. And here I made all the fitting. I really attached and made it in a way that it properly fits inside. From the side here you see that it is not moving at all, and this is in case you bought it that you're not happy, it would be worth it. Take it out and adapt it, and I show you how you adapt it, and then it properly works, and then the sound created by this fine tuner is much better than you even imagine. Let's go over there and I adapt it, and you can assist me how I do it. We have the problem that we have a small metal part which is moving and needs to move freely inside this slot. On a traditional fine tuner, you don't have that problem because the fine tuner is actually fitted on the outside of the tailpiece. You have this on, and the mechanical part is aside, so you don't have this problem here that it's not moving freely with this one, but it's large, and sound-wise it's definitely different than this small one which is inside this slot. Yeah, putting now this tiny Stradpet fine tuner which creates a great sound, and you can put it with or without ball. We just put it now in the right position. First of all, it doesn't work properly because it's too thick in that very position. And if you look here, you see that here it is touching and here it is free. So at the very end, this whole surface is not 90 degrees to the area in reference to the slot. So we have to open up here a little bit the slot, and we have to cut around, and we have to insert this part of this fine tuner into this tailpiece. And that's all about. We can make it with a pencil, or I usually don't make it with a pencil. I just make here a few cuts, so I have some reference. We have to think about that at this corner here, we have to go the most inside. You can even see it from the back side here, how inclined it is. So it's actually touching a lot. And the entire, when I would put in the screw, the entire fine tuner would twist, and this part which should freely move is touching against this, beside that this slot is not big enough. So now we first go inside, the more we can go, and this is what we're doing right now. Yeah, so I cut a little bit deeper. I just go along the whole thing because we have to go probably with everything deeper inside. And then we take a small chisel. And now here you really have to watch out not to go into your fingers. Yeah, and you just go little by little. Don't use too much force. Just go a little bit. And once it is moving inside freely, it's very satisfying. Just wanted to show you how this starts to get in here. Now, hop. So here you see already that it starts moving to get into the tailpiece. Yeah, a little bit. I hope you can see that. Yeah, but it's still not touching in the front, and I want that the entire. I'm somehow convinced that if the entire plate here is nicely touching to the tailpiece, sound will be transmitted in a better way. This is somehow, there's no scientific research on it, but I'm somehow convinced that it works a little bit like this. Yeah. We still have to go a little bit deeper. You can see here it's still all open and I want to be inside, but the cut is like this and it starts to come out here, but probably I also have to make this cut a little bit longer. Yeah, now it's much better. And you can tell that it is nicely attaching here along. I don't know if you can see that. Here it's all fine. This was actually my point where I just wanted not to take away, and all the rest I wanted to take away in order that it is nicely 90 degrees to that very spot. And I just cut here a little bit this edge here. You want to make it as clean as possible in order that the whole thing goes very nicely on. And now it's moving freely. And another tiny part is that here I have filed a little bit because in this specific case, it is a little bit too thick. Yeah, so you want that it goes all the way to the end of this without touching and destroying then later on with the pressure of the strings, this wooden insert. So I have filed a little bit even here. We can now put on the screw. Yeah, now it goes a little bit deeper inside and the whole thing is then better working. And it is moving straight how it should be. Yeah. I understand it looks strange. It looks also strange that it here is open, but this is actually the proper way how it should be attached, because then this one is easy moving inside. You know, it's fun to do it. If you have a knife and a tiny chisel, you can easily make it in your kitchen table. Just take the time and do it a little bit. And if you think, oh no, this is something I can't do, I can do it for you. Yeah, I think we can put it even on the online shop, maybe to be inserted already on one of our boxwood or ebony or rosewood or whatever you want. Or if you have your tailpiece, send it to us and we put it into this 1 string, 2 strings, whatever. One of my latest instruments is this Ole Bull 1-piece bag and everything, and has also installed this fine tuner. The violin doesn't sound now so great because of this fine tuner, but small, tiny things. It all tops up. All my whole entire channel is about it. And tiny, tiny pieces together make a great sound. Hope you enjoy it. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.